Hey there, Cutie and Cosplay here with another video. Today's video, I'm very happy to be wearing cosplay again. So I started this cosplay a while ago, got some pieces together, and then it sat there for a really long time. And then Terry was announced for Street Fighter 6, and I thought it would be really cool to finally finish putting this cosplay together and have it ready for then. So the character is Cutie Terry. For anyone that doesn't know, Cutie Terry is female Terry in SNK Heroines. He actually gets turned into a lady. So this is totally perfect for me. Cutie Terry, Cutie in cosplay, I'm just absolutely happy. Anyway, since I finished this cosplay and Terry is coming to Street Fighter 6, I thought that today would be a perfect day to talk about fighting games. So not only Terry coming to Street Fighter 6, but just in general, fighting games have just been doing so well these past few years that it's inspired me to share some of my favorites that I've enjoyed over the years. So for this video, I made a list of some franchises I enjoy and I picked out a favorite in each to talk about. Now as I go through this list, please keep in mind that I do like to play fighting games casually. I've never really taken a fighting game seriously enough to dedicate a lot of time to master everything that my character can do. I tend to learn just enough so that I can keep up with friends or family, and that's basically all I need for me to have fun and maybe kick a little butt here and there. Also in this video I won't be including platform fighters since I wanted to focus more on traditional fighting games, and let's be honest, I would just end up talking about Smash Ultimate all day if I did. First up on the list is Virtua Fighter 3. The third installment is the one I played the most, probably due to it being on the Dreamcast. I just really enjoy the feel of the series. I like how colorful the characters are, and how simple the control scheme is, just punch, kick, block. Pretty nice. But I will say that it is a pretty difficult fighting game to learn despite it only using 3 buttons. It also gives me Shenmue vibes, but that's to be expected since it's made by the same person, but that's just a bonus to me. I also played the 5th installment on PS4 for a bit when it first came out, and I did have a good time with that. But I will say I hope Sega does more with this franchise. I find that it's very bare bones, no story mode or extra modes, just fighting CPUs or friends. I'd really like to see a Virtua Fighter 6 come with a story mode so that I can learn more about these cool characters. And I will say that I do like the amount of crossovers these characters get. Who knows, maybe Jackie or Akira for Smash one day, that could be cool. Next up, the Versus series is very special. It's just so exciting to see all these different franchises get together in the same game to fight it out, and honestly my favorite of them is Tatsunoko vs. Capcom. I really love this game, it is so much fun to play, and I loved how it did something different compared to all the fighters out there, and that was the inclusion of giant characters. That just really made this game stand out to me. It also kept things interesting where you could have a 2v2 match, or a 1v2 match, and even 1v1 match with 2 giants. That was cool. I also appreciated that the characters chosen for this game were more obscure characters, like Legends, Mega Man, and Batsu from rival schools. I will say that I was a little salty though that no Power Stone characters made it in. I feel like Falcon just would have been a perfect fit for this game, but oh well. Oh, and I should say that I did not know a single character from the Tatsunoko side, but I liked all of them. They just look so cool, like 80s superheroes, and now that I'm more into anime than when I was younger, I appreciate it even more since it's basically anime versus Capcom. Really awesome. So all in all, just a really cool game that I hope gets a remaster or a sequel, but please make it 4-player next time. Now, if I had to choose my favorite cast of fighting game characters, I would probably have to go with the King of Fighters. I just think the designs for these characters are amazing, and I played King of Fighters 98 on Dreamcast a ton, and actually the reason for that was because I was playing it wrong. Funny story. So in that game, if you beat the boss, you unlock extra options. And one of those goodies gives you the ability to alter settings in the game. So one of my older siblings had beat the game and unlocked infinite super meter, and the setting had been saved. So when I first played it, I had access to all those cool supers whenever I wanted. And because of that, I learned how to do super inputs because they looked so cool and I could spam them. But as I grew up and tried other fighters with meter, I realized that I was basically cheating. But it's thanks to that I really enjoyed the game. Otherwise I probably just would have gotten my butt kicked, because the King of Fighters, it has some really difficult CPUs and really cheap bosses. But I won't lie, it was kind of fun seeing how OP the bosses are in each game. Oh yeah, and I should say that the gameplay is fun in mostly all of these games. I really liked 15 when it was released a few years ago. I had a lot of fun with that one. And next up, oh yes, everyone loves Street Fighter, but I bet you won't see this coming. My favorite Street Fighter game is Street Fighter EX3. Yep, that weird looking 3D polygon mess of a Street Fighter game is my favorite. And why is that, you might ask? Well, it's because of all the modes. This game lets you have 1v1, 1v2, 1v3, 2v2 fights with all of the characters out at the same time, plus 1v2 and 2v2 tag fights. That is 6 different ways to play the game. The only thing that's missing is a free-for-all mode, honestly. The music is pretty great. I will say that the characters are a little weird looking, but once you get used to them, they are pretty cool, and of course the gameplay is enjoyable too. It's definitely not as good as the 2D Street Fighters, but I find it fun. And when I found out about this game many years ago, honestly my mind was just blown. Because like I said, I like playing fighters casually, and it gets boring to only be able to play 1v1, especially when you have like a group of people over. So yes, I do understand that's what competitive players enjoy, and that's how a fighting game should be made and bounced around, but you know, come on, can you not throw in like some bonus fun modes where 3 or 4 players can play together? Anyway, Street Fighter EX3 is awesome, and I am crossing my fingers for a Capcom collection with this game in it in the future. Okay, now I'm gonna speed run through these last few games since I want this video to be relatively short. Tekken Tag 2, I love the Wii U version. Being able to play 4-player Tekken is amazing, and this game felt like the Smash Ultimate of Tekken, having almost all the characters that appeared in every Tekken up to that point. Oh, and I do adore the music in this game, it is just so good. Street Fighter X Tekken gets a mention since I just talked about both franchises. It has a really fun 2v2 scramble mode that I love. Dragon Ball FighterZ, I love how this game is treated like a real fighting game. It's like Marvel vs. Capcom but with Dragon Ball characters, which is amazing. I find that usually when an anime fighting game gets made, it's really basic, like JoJo All-Star, or it's an arena fighter, which I don't really mind all that much, but it's just a breath of fresh air to see fighting game players take an anime game seriously. So nice. Naruto Class of Ninja Revolution 3. I love this mix of 2D, 3D fighting engine, it looks really cool. 4 players, that's awesome. It's simple to play, but it has a surprisingly good amount of depth that fighting game pros would enjoy, so pretty good. Dead or Alive 5. I'm not that big a fan of these games, but the Virtua Fighter characters brought me in. It's fun, it has a tag mode, great music, and some pretty badass females. Altogether pretty cool. And finally, Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. This is my most played Mortal Kombat game. I loved playing this at arcades and on collections when I was growing up. And I still enjoy watching those classic fatalities. There was just something special about the original Mortal Kombat games, and 3 is my favorite of them. Alright, and that is my list of a few of my favorite fighting games picked from certain franchises here and there. Yeah, let me know in the comments what some of your favorite fighting games are, or your top out of certain franchises, anything like that. I love to hear it all, love to read it all. Thank you so much. And I hope that you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye. Cutie Terry out.